My name's Josh, and this is Brave Bear Farm. All right, so we've got 3 out right now. I'm trying to get that one. And I think there's one back there, yeah. Got another one busting out here. We've got several eggs that are peeping. And right there is peeping. On the side, you can see that little brown spot right there. So they're coming out. It is, let's see, it's day 21. So we're gonna probably have some that are gonna be a little later than 21. All right, so we're here on day, it's probably about 23. It's a couple of days after now hatch day. We have not opened the incubator yet. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have a fairly bad result. I think we've got a couple things that attributed to this. Last I counted, I only had like 15 chickens out of 42 that we put in there. So I'm going to account this to several things. One being, it was super hard in my basement to keep a really consistent temperature on this incubator. They're turning around in here. They're ready to get out. But it was hard to keep a consistent temperature in the atmosphere around the incubator. So we struggled there. So the temperature kind of fluctuated a little more than I would have liked it to. The other thing, we had a blackout. Didn't anticipate that. I'm not really even sure, other than getting a generator, how I'm gonna combat that in the future. But we had a blackout. It was only for a few hours, so I don't really contribute a whole lot of time to that. But that was the case. And also, I think as you saw from the last video, I think some of our chickens just weren't as fertile as we thought they might have been. So anyway, we're gonna start getting these kiddos out and take a look at them and see what we come up with. All right, so we're about to take the lid off for the first time. And you're gonna notice as we take them off, we're gonna take them out of here. I'm gonna introduce them to food in here, and really importantly, water. And as you can see, my water setup, my food setup, I put just a 2x4 down at the bottom so that the feed sits on top of that, so it kind of raises it a little bit. I may end up having to go down with it some, just because they're still kind of short. But I tried to pile this up high around it. I did the same thing over there with the water. I added just a small block down there just to try to keep it up out of there, out of the mess, because they're going to get stuff all in it. Again, I may have to take the feeder back down, but I don't think I will. I think they're going to be tall enough to reach in there. But here we go. Last count was 15. Let's see if that's grown. Uh-oh. Sorry, I gotta move the camera. No, no. They're moving around in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 looks like our count. One tried to break out here. Doesn't look like he made it. So let's just start getting them and putting them in their new home. Look at that little guy. Very cute. That looks like a rooster to me, based off the feathers. Yeah, they're tall enough to reach that. Yeah, that looks like a rooster to me. I'll look at this one a little deeper. So if you look at the feathers, and we'll try to see if I can get a view of it. If you look at the feathers, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job. If the feathers are all the same length, each feather coming out, actually this one's a hen. Because you see one long, one short. I don't know if I'm going to get over there. But one long feather, one short feather. I think that's actually a hen. I think this one is a male. That looks, sorry, looks like a male there too. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up part 3 of dry incubation. Before I do, number one, I got to apologize to you guys. So I've taken forever to get these videos out. They should have been out as the progression of the 21 days and the incubation period. But due to life and job changes and all that sort of stuff, not a change in job, but changes at my job, it's been crazy. It's been really weird. There's been all kinds of stuff. So we've been super busy. Things kind of got left around. And anyway, so the second thing is I've got to apologize to my roosters because I have been blaming them for our lack of success. Tonight, I came down, I made a new closing video to all these because I had learned more stuff about what we had done. And then in the process, I've had this egg carton, 18 eggs. It's had eggs in it down here with my stuff, my incubating stuff. I had forgotten about them. I had left them down here. They had come out of my big incubator. So not the dry incubation that we've been doing here, but they came out of the big incubator. And I had set them to the side and meant to come back and you know, candle them and look at them and figure out what had went wrong, and totally forgot about it. So I had mistaken those eggs for mistaken those eggs for like eggs that didn't fit into the incubator before, but that's not the case. Anyway, long story short, I candled those eggs tonight and found out that they had chicks in them. All 18. I actually ended up having to break them all open. That was gross. I don't suggest that. But I broke all 18 open. Every single one had a chick in it. And that was just the 18. The other ones I had thrown out and thrown away. So my chickens are more fertile than I thought. So now, honestly, it could have just been me. I could have messed something up here. I'm probably going to give a lot more credit to that blackout that I spoke about before. I think I talked about that in the second one. That may have been a bigger issue than I thought. I know it was at least 3 hours that I had no power to my incubators. It could have been more than that. So I'm going to contribute that. That being said, I'm going to set these incubators back up, especially the big one. And because I really felt like my temperature gauge in it was always at 99 or 100. It was back and forth always. So I'm going to put another temperature gauge down in that, and I'm going to just continue to move that temperature gauge around and check and see what the temperature is constantly on that temperature gauge, and see if all through that incubator, because it's a tall incubator, it's double decker, I want to make sure that temperature is circulating all the way through that. And we're just going to test this incubator out again and make sure that that's the case. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to worry about the hoverbaiter right now, because unless I have tons of eggs, and I'm not getting tons of eggs right now, unless I have tons of eggs, I'm not going to be using that one as well. I have 2 layers in the big incubator. I'm going to use that primarily. So I'm going to retest out my incubator and see what I get there, and then we're going to do more of these videos. I love hatching eggs, and so far you guys have loved it as well, because I've gotten more views on talking about hatching than I have anything. So sorry that this didn't work out quite as well, but we're going to keep trying, and we're going to keep perfecting what we're doing until we get really good at it, and hopefully you guys can help me along the way, and hopefully I'm able to help you along the way as well. So that's going to be it for this video. Part 3 done. We're going to put an axe in it, put a fork in it, because it's done. Not an axe. It puts an axe in it. We're going to put a fork in it because it is done. We are done with this round. So we're going to do some more study with our incubator, make sure this thing is really working right. I'm actually going to test those rollers as well, making sure, because I don't see the rollers moving as much, because it does it every 2 hours. So I haven't yet caught them actually rolling. So I'm going to put something on there and just make sure that those things are rolling really well, because that could have contributed to some of it. I don't think that's the case. I think our temperature fluctuating too much has been the case. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please come back on the farm and check it out with us as we continue to grow and continue to do more and more incubating and all other stuff on the farm. Hit that like button if you enjoy this video, if it helps you out at all. Please, by all means, if you can, share this with others. That helps us more than anything, getting our videos out there. And subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the Brave Bear family. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on the farm.